Hi everyone, today our video is about 5 types of belly fat and how to get rid of them. A big belly is always unsightly and is often part of the complex that suffers many women, especially in summer, since it is the season during which they want to be beautiful in swimsuit. And for the most part, having a flat stomach means physical and abdominal exercises. However, this is not always the case, according to experts. It should be known that there are several types of belly and that each has a specific treatment. The fat that accumulates in the abdomen is difficult to eradicate, and to find a flat stomach, you must first know its type of belly and the cause of the appearance of the abdominal fat mass. Thus, several factors can contribute to it. Changes in eating habits. The hormonal change. The stress. Childbirth. So, there are 5 types of belly. The first is the alcohol belly. This type of belly is caused by increased beer consumption. Also, it is advisable to limit or ban the consumption of alcohol and favor fruits and vegetables. Second is postpartum belly. After giving birth, many women end up with this type of belly. To remedy this, we must add to their diet foods containing good fat such as fish, including wild salmon, sardines, walnuts and olive oil. The third is the stressed out belly. Stress is responsible for the accumulation of fat in the abdomen. This phenomenon can appear even in the thinnest women. Thus, fat accumulates in the front and at the navel, and the stomach is hard to the touch. The idea would be to eliminate stress, relax more often, limit coffee and have a balanced diet, rich in magnesium. The fourth is the hormonal belly. With hormonal imbalance, fat accumulates in the body, especially at the level of the sides. Also, it is essential to promote foods rich in omega-3, such as fish, avocado, nuts and egg. The fifth is the bloated belly. This type of belly may be due to a poor diet or an intolerance to certain foods like cabbage. The stomach is often flat in the morning and swollen after lunch because of bloating and gas. Also, it is essential to do cardiovascular exercises and to get enough sleep. To treat this problem, drink more water and consume probiotics. Caring for the body and mind is the best thing to do for healthy health. It is also advisable to consult your doctor or dietitian before starting any diet. Thank you for your watching, and subscribe to watch other videos.
Hello guys, in this video we will discover the program devised by Usher's coach to have rock hard abs. If a guy cannot excite women with his voice, he may excite them with his body, famed American star Usher once said. And he knows his coach, Xavier Biggs, suffers enough for him to proudly display his six-pack abs in his clips. Check out one of Usher's workout programs for rock hard abs. The first exercise, 5 to 10 minutes of Sugar Ray rope slap. Jumping rope is excellent for warming up. Perform the usual jumps, feet together, on one leg, etc., but only turn the rope with one hand while hitting the ground each time. After a few turns, raise one leg and run the rope underneath to pick it up with the other hand. Second exercise, 4 rounds of shadow boxing. Make a 3-minute shadow round with 1 kilogram or 1.5 kilograms dumbbells. Chain hooks, direct and uppercuts as if you were boxing in a ring. Rest for 30 to 60 seconds. Perform the next round without dumbbells, then rest. Make a total of 4 rounds. Third exercise, 3 sets of leg lift. From the previous position, bring your knees to the chest until the tailbone is off the ground. Lower your legs and start again. Do 3 sets of 15 reps with 30 seconds of rest between each set. The fourth exercise, 3 sets of pedal and crunch. Lying on your back, lift your legs and pedal in a vacuum. At the same time, take off the head and shoulders to raise the bust, then lower it. Do 3 sets of 15 repetitions while pedaling continuously. Rest 30 seconds between sets. The fifth exercise, 2 rounds of exercise with medicine ball. Hold a heavy medicine ball, 5 or 6 kilograms, against the chest and hop on the toes like a boxer for 2.5 minutes. Go squat or half squat for the last 30 seconds of the round and keep hopping. Rest, then try again. The sixth and last exercise, bag workout. These 5 exercises were just a warm-up. At present, Usher is doing 3 or 4 rounds of hitting in his coach's gloves, then 2 or 3 rounds to the heavy bag. He ends with a few rounds with a double balloon attached or with a speed pair. Some days, he also sparring. Thanks for watching and don't forget to subscribe and activate the bell.
Hello everybody. Building muscle by using body weight is an original concept, but one that has already proven itself. Whether your focus is on weight loss, increasing physical strength, weight training, or good health, muscle development experts have put in place weightlifting methods and exercises without equipment that improve over time, to guarantee a concrete result. So, we will see in this video the best body weight training to build muscle. In the first, we will see how does body weight training work. Considered the basis of all bodybuilding routines, body weight training is about harnessing your strength and physical potential. Thus, this technique is suitable for all, whether you are a beginner or an advanced, since you will refer to your physical and psychological power to persevere for simplified muscle development. Among the essential movements in bodybuilding, you have for example the boards, the pumps, the push-ups and the squats that you will be able to do everywhere, whether in apartment or in a park during your training sessions in the urban environment. Second, we will see the strengths and limitations of bodyweight training. With bodyweight training methods, you expect reliable results without having to invest in expensive equipment or subscribe to indoor sessions. As long as you learn the right moves, you will not have a hard time adapting your body to the expected results and the level of endurance necessary, and for that, you just have to take inspiration from your bodybuilding idols who do not hesitate to share their journeys. What's more, you can do bodybuilding wherever you go, which eliminates the space-time constraint associated with gyms. And by dint of persistence, you will easily manage to gain flexibility, balance, coordination and muscle gain. And when you mastered the basic sequences, you can modify and personalize them as you wish, in order to vary your schedule and get better motivated. As with any other physical exercise, bodybuilding has its limits. In fact, you will only be able to count on your body to move forward, and the results obtained will not be rapid, unlike the methods with additional loads which help to improve the level of adaptation to stress of the muscles. What is more, it is difficult to overcompensate with the body weight which remains the same, especially if you want to get to the top of your muscle development. Either way, body weight training will help you stabilize and keep your muscles in place. Now, we will see the essential exercises to build muscle by your body weight. For the results of body weight training to be stable, set up a regular training program, with at least 2 sessions per week. Then make series of movements spaced from breaks to catch your breath and avoid muscle failure as much as possible. Among the exercises to do, you have the inclined pumps to target the pectorals, the pumps taken tightly to target the triceps and the pair pumps to wake up the muscles of the shoulders. There are also very effective pull-ups for building your entire back, the variants of which are supination, palms up to activate the back and biceps, pronation, palms down to target the back and the lower trapezoids, the neutral grip with the palms of the hands linked to the back and the posterior deltoid. To vary, do not hesitate to make chair dips, back extensions to the floor, abdominal sheathing, crunches and squats. Thanks for watching and don't forget to subscribe and activate the bell.
Hello everybody, our video for today is, can you lose fat and get muscle at the same time? I am asked regularly about the best way to lose weight, and usually this is related to the latest fad diets. Another common question is, what is the best way to take muscle mass? But, from time to time, I am asked how to have both. Can you take muscle and lose weight at the same time? To this question, I used to answer no. Everyone may be wrong, but the results of a recent scientific study suggest the opposite. Before giving you the holy grail of weight loss and simultaneous muscle intake, I will explain the reasoning that made me say that the two were not compatible. For this, there are several basic concepts that need to be understood. The most important thing being the distinction between the loss of body weight versus the loss of body fat. Losing weight is easy, but losing fat is difficult. Most people mistakenly believe that when they lose weight, they automatically lose fat. Well, no. In reality, unless you have a thorough knowledge of dietetics and do things right, there is very little chance of losing much. Here's why. Losing fat is a slow and time-consuming process. There are many reasons for this, but the biggest thing is that the body loves fat and hangs on it when you try to get rid of it. Why? Stored fat is stored energy, and your body knows that survival depends on having a sufficient and continuous supply of energy. Therefore, the loss of energy stored as fat is interpreted by your body as a threat to your ability to survive. This is why your body will do everything possible to thwart your efforts. Another factor is that fat is an incredibly concentrated energy source. Only 350 grams of fat provides 3,150 kilocalories, enough energy to power a marathon runner during these 42,195 kilometers. With all this in mind, you can realize how hard it is to burn just 1 kilo of fat, and why this may take a while. Fast weight loss equals muscle loss. Losing weight, not fat, can be quick and easy by following a drastic diet, which plunges you into a semi-starvation state. With a very low intake of calories, your body will try to save and keep its stored energy as long as possible, always in order to ensure its survival. One way to do this is to get rid of muscle mass, because it is the tissue that consumes the most energy. Less muscle mass results in a lower basal metabolic rate, basal metabolism, which allows the body to burn fewer calories per day. Therefore, when you brutalize your body with a draconian diet, it first loses muscle mass, and will do so impatiently and quickly. How fast? The muscle can be lost much faster than fat because 350 grams of muscle provides only about 540 kilocalories usable, which means that you can burn muscle 5 times faster than the fat that brings 3,150 kilocalories usable for the same mass. Loss of fat or muscle gain. To lose fat and limit muscle loss, my advice would be to slightly reduce caloric intake to lose body fat little by little. This is what all bodybuilders do in preparation before a contest. Indeed, the rule of weight loss is, caloric intake must be lower than the calories burned. In other words, the energy balance must be negative. The body must burn more calories than what is provided by the diet. And as we have just seen, it will not be necessary to reduce the number of calories too much, at the risk of losing muscle quickly. Conversely, to gain muscle mass, one must increase the caloric intake, because the manufacture of the muscle requires a lot of energy. Until then, do you agree with me? By following this logic, if you have limited your calorie intake with a slightly low-calorie diet, there is not enough energy available to gain muscle. Well, with all that said, and the solidity of applied logic, a new scientific study has come to question the certainty of this reasoning. The results of the study suggest that a precise strategy can both help to lose fat and gain muscle at the same time. Taking muscle, strength and losing fat at the same time. The study, published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition in January 2016, revealed exceptional results. Researchers at McMaster University in Canada have studied 40 young men with the goal of losing body fat and eventually gaining muscle mass at the same time. The subjects were divided into 2 groups. In each group, the number of calories consumed was the same, It was about 40% less than the daily calorie requirements compared to baseline metabolism plus the amount of energy related to physical activity. One group received a very high amount of protein, 2.4 grams per kilogram of body weight per day. The other group received 1.2 grams per kilogram of body weight per day. To put this protein in perspective, the recommended daily intake for an adult lamia who does not sport is 0.8 grams per kilogram of body weight per day. As mentioned above, a group of people in this study consumed 2.4 grams per kilogram body weight of proteins, or 215 grams of protein per day. Although this represents an enormous amount of protein, but at 4 calories per gram, this represents only 860 calories per day. Thus, it was possible to maintain total calorie intake in deficit. Both groups trained very intensively, 6 days a week for 1 month with a strength training combined with high-intensity interval training, HIIT. On top of that, he had to stay active the rest of the day. For this, the number 10,000 steps per day was carried out, that is to say approximately 5 kilometers of walk per day. The results were truly impressive. The group that took a very high dose of protein, 2.4 grams, kg body weight, lost 4.5 kilograms of fat and gained almost 1 kilo of muscle at the same time. The other group, 1.2 grams, kg body weight, also had good results in losing 3.6 kilograms of fat. But, participants did not gain muscle mass. The two groups also took strength for the exercises tested: leg extension, developed bench press, number of pumps and sit-ups. Personal reflection. I understand that keeping a high protein intake and doing weight training helps at least maintain muscle mass despite a low-calorie diet. On the other hand, I must admit, I am a bit skeptical about the muscle mass gained during a low-calorie diet, and I would like to see the study reproduced several times, but for now I will accept their results because they were published in a reputable scientific journal. In conclusion, the next time I am asked if you can lose fat and get muscle at the same time, I will answer yes, but be careful. It can be more than trying with a low-calorie diet. Protein, low in carbohydrates and lipids, associated with 6 days of intensive training per week, with 7.5 kilometers of walk per day. The magic formula. Having a subscription to the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition, I was able to get the full protocol of the experiment. I could have done like most people on the internet, sell you this information as a program in a phony ebook. But to thank you for watching this video so far, I will give you a bonus and exclusive more details about the magic formula of muscle intake and simultaneous fat loss. Nutrition. Here are the total caloric intakes per kilogram body weight per day including post-workout snacks. Protein, 2.4 grams. Carbohydrates, 3.1 grams. Lipids, 0.4 grams. Calorie composition of post-training snacks, 49 grams of protein, 48 grams of carbohydrate, 2 grams of lipid. Training. 10,000 steps each day, measurable with a pedometer. 1 bodybuilding training 6 days a week. 2 high-intensity interval training sessions per week. 1 session per week during which it was necessary to burn as fast as possible 250 kg on a stationary bike. Bodybuilding training protocol. Entire body training in 3 days repeated twice a week. During the sessions, the exercises were done in circuit, without rest between the exercises. Each circuit consisted of 3 sets of 10 repetitions at 80% of the RM, with 1 minute of rest between the sets. The last sets of each exercise was carried out to failure, that is, just before death ensued. High-intensity interval training protocol. Sprint interval training similar to the Wingate test, 8 pedaling cycles, on a Wingate Velotron race made, at maximum intensity for 30 seconds, with a resistance of 0.075 kilograms, kg body weight, with 4 minutes rest between sessions. High-intensity interval training, 10 sprint periods of 1 minute with 1 minute rest between sprints. Plyometric exercises in circuit with body weight with 30 seconds of rest between the exercises. There, you know everything. You may have noticed that the list of exercises for the weight training and plyometry program is missing. Unfortunately, they are not detailed. In any case, I specify that all this information is given as an indication. The athletes were informed of the potential risks, not communicated, and were followed almost 24/24 by the scientists. This kind of program, with such a calorie deficit, is probably not to be done year-round and especially not without medical advice. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and activate the bell.
Hello everyone. Bloating, swelling, pain. These stomach aches can be more than painful to live with. All the more so if they occur daily. What foods to avoid and what natural tips to adopt. Nutritionist and dietitian Alexandra Mercier gives us her advice on how to deflate your stomach quickly. There are generally 2 reasons for belly bloating, and it is important to determine which scenario we are in before implementing our anti-bloating strategy. First possibility, the swollen belly following digestive problems. The second? Because of excess fat. How do you know what situation you are in? By observing her belly upon waking. If it is relatively flat and you are not bloated at all but it swells over the course of the day, it is probably due to a digestive problem, explains nutritionist Alexandra Mercier. Otherwise, we try to follow a food rebalancing, pour in salts, sugar and fat, and get into sport, with a lot of cardio, in order to burn a max. For all digestion and bloated stomach problems, there are solutions to quickly deflate. Firstly, deflate the belly by changing your diet. You can have a bloated stomach because of a diet too rich in fermentable foods, fruit, vegetables, or because of a particular sensitivity to certain foods, sometimes even depending on their cooking method. It is also possible that this is due to excessive consumption of carbonated drinks. More rarely, this can reflect an intolerance to gluten or lactose, for example. In general, it may be interesting to establish a diet low in FODMAPs responsible for fermentation and therefore swelling, warns the expert. FODMAPs are families of sugars that are difficult to assimilate. Foods rich in FODMAPs include apricots, cherries, cabbage, fresh cheese and even pulses, lentils, chickpeas, etc. 6 tips to follow every day. Avoid consuming fruit at the end of a meal. Avoid heavy meals. Avoid chewing gum. Avoid fried food. Prioritize raw vegetables and fruits. Take time to chew and eat slowly, put your fork between each bite. Secondly, deflating the belly, update on drinks. We set aside soft drinks and drink water outside meals. Especially not straw, because this bad habit, like chewing gum, ingests more air. Green tea has the advantage of facilitating transit, in addition to having a significant detox effect. Beware of fruit juices. If they do not have a direct consequence on bloating, unless you're intolerant to one of the fruits contained in the drink, because there are no more fibers in pressed and industrial juices, they promote the weight gain. Their very high glycemic index is really not ideal for the silhouette as well as for health. As for alcohol, it irritates the intestine. It is avoided as much as possible, including the misnamed digestives. Thirdly, deflate the belly through sport. It is necessary to strengthen the abdominal strap through sheathing exercises to improve digestion. We get into deep muscular sports like yoga and Pilates. Fourthly, deflate the belly in a natural way. Often recommended during food poisoning, vegetable charcoal is effective in improving digestion. Attention, if we need to take it every day, it is that we have not solved the source of the problem, which is undoubtedly in our food. Fifthly, swollen belly and pain, what to do. A swollen belly accompanied by pain can be a sign of intolerance to a food or a group of foods. The nutritionist explains to us, it is important in this case to be followed by a health professional in order to identify the problem thanks to an exclusion diet on foods that potentially cause intolerance. Sixthly, swollen belly and gas, what to do? A swollen belly accompanied by gas is often a sign of a particular sensitivity to fermentable foods. In this case, you need to set up a diet low in FODMAPs. In the end, swollen belly on waking, what to do? If you feel bloated upon waking and sometimes constipated, it is important to lighten the evening meal and adopt a diet rich in fiber in order to stimulate intestinal transit. Foods rich in fiber include those made with whole grains, nuts and dried fruits, legumes, fruits and vegetables. Thanks for watching and don't forget to subscribe and activate the bell.
Hi everyone, today our video is how to use ginger to lose weight and belly fat. Because of many factors such as poor diet, sedentary lifestyle, lack of exercise or stress, the body tends to produce and store more and more fat. Unnecessary pounds and abdominal fat have become the most common ailments these days. To help you lose them and find a flat stomach and a healthy and harmonious body, we offer this ginger tip that will be of great help. Ginger is a spice widely used in cooking for its strong and original taste, but also for its multiple health benefits. Very rich in minerals, calcium, iron, manganese, phosphorus and sodium, vitamins, C and B, and antioxidants, it can fight against the effect of free radicals that attack the body and hinder its proper functioning, stimulate digestion and cure digestive disorders, as well as relieve headaches and throat, coughs and dental pains. Ginger to lose weight and stabilize it. Ginger has a powerful slimming effect, proven for a very long time by Ayurvedic medicine and approved by contemporary scientific studies. In fact, a 2014 study of obese rats showed that they had lost weight after being given gingerol, a ginger compound. In addition to weight loss, the researchers observed a marked improvement in blood glucose and the role of leptin. Leptin is the component responsible for the feeling of fullness and allows you to feel full after a meal. According to research, ginger supplementation helps prevent obesity caused by a diet rich in fatty foods, and is a very promising therapy. In addition, it also increases body temperature and encourages the body to restore the initial temperature by tapping into fat stores. According to one of these studies, published by the European Review of Medical and Pharmacological Sciences, ginger supplementation may have the same effects on weight loss as tetrahydrolipstatin, a molecule found in drugs used to treat obesity. Ginger to burn abdominal fat. By putting aside its ability to help you lose weight, ginger also helps reduce abdominal fat. It tackles the main causes of its appearance such as hormonal disorders, excess food, lack of energy that leads to lack of exercise and weakening of the immune system. The latter is caused by chronic stress that causes an increase in the level of cortisol in the blood, which in turn leads to weight gain and difficulty in losing abdominal fat. As stated in an article published in 2004 in the bulletin Biologique et Pharmaceutique, ginger inhibits the production of cortisol. By regularly consuming ginger, you restore the balance of your body and you promote weight loss and well-being. In addition, its strong and distinct taste will allow you to increase your level of physical and mental energy. How to consume ginger to lose weight. You can cut a thin slice of ginger root and chew it before meals. This will allow you to have more energy, reduce the production of cortisol, stimulate digestion, regulate metabolism and reduce your appetite. You can also grate some ginger and add a small amount of lemon juice. Mix these ingredients and take small amounts before each meal. It would also be beneficial to incorporate ginger into your meals, using it as a spice. Lose weight with ginger tea. Prepare this delicious and highly energetic ginger tea to speed up your weight loss and get rid of abdominal fat. To do this, take a tablespoon of powdered ginger or 2 centimeters of the grated ginger root, which you put in a heat-proof container. Boil 2 cups of water and pour over the ginger. Let stand for at least 10 minutes, then filter. For more flavor, you can add some honey or lemon juice. These 2 ingredients will also increase the effectiveness of this tea. Other benefits of ginger. In addition to the benefits mentioned above, ginger has other positive effects on our health. Indeed, it helps reduce nausea, treat inflammation, inhibit the development of cancer cells, and detoxify the body to prevent the onset of several diseases. Ginger storage time. You can keep powdered ginger in an airtight container for several months. Its fresh roots are stored in a plastic refrigerator for 3 months. To prolong its life, you can freeze it and keep it for 6 months. Warnings. The consumption of ginger is not recommended for people with weak, diabetic or who suffer from blood diseases. It is also to be avoided for pregnant or breastfeeding women. Thanks for watching and don't forget to subscribe and activate the bell.
Hello everyone. Intermittent fasting and bodybuilding are compatible and potentially beneficial, but there is a rule to follow. Gaining muscle, losing body fat is not only a benefit to the shape, but also to overall health, whether it is to prevent metabolic diseases or bone fractures. To achieve this, diet and exercise are often combined. Intermittent fasting seduces more and more. For its part, bodybuilding is becoming more and more popular, and not only among teenagers and young people looking to expand. But what happens when we combine fasting and bodybuilding? Bodybuilding plus fasting, yes, but. In a recent study, American researchers at the University of Texas compared for 8 weeks 2 groups invited to practice bodybuilding 3 times a week. One followed a classic diet, the other a form of fasting intermittent which consisted of rest days to feed only during a window of 4 hours, to choose between 16 hours and midnight, without limitation of calories. Results: intermittent fasting resulted in lower calorie consumption compared to the normal feeding group, but without loss of muscle strength. Better yet, among the practitioners of intermittent fasting, the muscle strength and endurance of the lower limbs has increased more than in the other group, ditto for the endurance of the muscles of the upper body. In contrast, their muscle mass dropped slightly less than 200 grams, while participants in the normal diet group gained 2.5 kilos of muscle on average. A more detailed analysis reveals that this difference is due to a lower protein consumption, 1 gram per kilogram of weight in the fasting group but 1.4 gram in the normal diet group. In another older study, intermittent fasting of the same type, 4 hours of feeding per day, combined with bodybuilding exercises led to fat gains compared to a normal diet. In addition, muscle mass increased more during intermittent fasting, more than 1.5 kilograms. In this study, protein requirements seem better covered than in the recent study. In practice, bodybuilding and intermittent fasting are compatible, but to gain weight, you need to be careful about protein intake. Protein requirements when spontaneous calorie consumption decreases, including bodybuilding, are probably between 1.3 and 1.8 grams per kilogram of body weight, and perhaps even above. Thanks for watching and don't forget to subscribe and activate the bell. Hello everyone. Having well-muscled chest makes the charm of men who do sport. When they are well developed, they put you forward by giving volume to your torso. They reveal you as a strong and powerful man. Discover in this video some exercises to build your chest muscles. The first exercise, the barbell bench press. It is the basic exercise in bodybuilding to develop your pecs. The bench press allows you to make rock pectorals. It is very popular in gyms. However, it requires technique. The second exercise, the dumbbell bench press. It is done while lying on a flat bench with the dumbbells. Staying in this position allows you to contract the muscles better and they stretch more. Movement is more natural with this exercise. The third exercise, the seated machine press. It is also called seated chest press. It presents itself as an alternative to the barbell and dumbbell bench press. The advantage with this exercise is that it is secure and allows you to do heavy work. It does not tire the joints and the back too much and allows for more natural movements than with the barbell. The fourth exercise, the dumbbell chest fly. With this exercise, you can build muscle in the middle of your pecs. The recumbent stretch is done on a flat bench and is an isolation weight training exercise. It could be placed at the end of the exercises to strengthen your pectoral muscles. The fifth exercise, the pull down. This strength training exercise isolates the pectorals. In practice, you will use a machine with two high pulleys which will be connected to your handles. The pulleys opposite practically do not involve your triceps. We do not recommend it for beginners because they must first prefer exercises that will allow them to have a solid and strong base. The sixth exercise, the incline dumbbell bench press. This exercise will allow you to work the upper part of your pectoral muscles which are often not developed in many practitioners. With the tilted position, you will better balance your chest. The use of dumbbells allows you to have a more natural position than with the barbell. You will also be able to bring your muscles closer. The seventh exercise, the decline bench press. This exercise will allow you to shape your lower chest. It is done with a barbell or with dumbbells. It will allow you to strengthen your muscles. This exercise requires practice in order to be mastered. The eighth exercise, the dips. Also called repulsion on parallel bars, dips are strength training exercises that make you work the bust as a whole. They are very effective in building your muscles well. They may seem difficult at first, but you can start with 2 benches and then do them with the parallel bars. If you want to add difficulty to this exercise, hang a ballast around your waist. The last exercise, the converging chest press. This exercise is done with a machine that allows you to improve the inner part and the upper part of your pecs. You can use it to make up for the delay that dips and bench presses would have caused. It allows you to develop bloat above the chest by performing arc movements. Thanks for watching and don't forget to subscribe and activate the bell. Hello everyone. During this period of lockdown linked to the coronavirus, we offer you strength home bodybuilding exercises. The first exercise, pumps. The classic of bodybuilding. Both for neophytes and for those accustomed to gyms, pumps are a must. What makes it an essential exercise? The simplicity of the movement first, which consists, by pressing on the arms, to descend then raise the bust, taking care to keep the back straight so as not to suffer from the lumbar spine. Another advantage, no equipment is needed and the push-ups are accessible even to beginners. Finally, doing push-ups is the assurance of soliciting many muscles in the upper body, the pectoral muscles, the triceps, the deltoids in particular, and allowing a harmonious development of the body. Especially if you vary the movements, with your hands apart, with your hands clenched, incline pumps, decline pumps. The second exercise, abdominals. The quest for the famous chocolate bar is often one of the reasons that motivates you to start weight training. To get a developed abdominal strap, there is no miracle, you have to make it work often and effectively. For this, there are dozens of exercises that allow the work of the abs, straight, obliques, crunches, leg lifts. Again, it is important to vary the exercises to work the whole abdominal strap and not develop one area at the expense of another. Be careful, for example, to use the obliques, sometimes neglected in favor of the right abdominal muscle. The third exercise, pull-ups. Unlike the first three exercises, pull-ups require an investment at the material level. If you do not know the basic movement, it is very simple. It is a question of grasping the bar and raising your face above it only with the force of your arms. With the pull-ups, the back muscles are very stressed, as are the biceps and pectorals. Depending on your abilities, you can also try different pull-ups, which will allow you to work your upper body muscles fully. The fourth exercise, sheathing. The sheathing is the ideal and essential complement to the abs. The two exercises are complementary, since the sheathing makes it possible to solicit the deep abs. Thanks to work in isometric contraction, the working muscles are not in motion. In its classic position, the sheathing consists of maintaining a horizontal position, resting on the elbows and tiptoes. The benefits of the sheathing are numerous. Your trunk will be more toned, your belly flatter, and this prevents back pain in particular. Above all, do not limit yourself to the traditional position and take advantage of the variety of sheathing exercises to work your entire abdominal belt. The fifth exercise, thigh press. To strengthen your legs, what could be better than the thigh press? Lying on the machine, back and lumbar wedged on the back, feet resting on a platform with your legs bent, the movement consists in pushing on a load until your legs are completely stretched before returning to the initial position. Considered less risky than the squat, because the load is distributed over the entire back thanks to the back of the machine, the thigh press promotes the development of the quadriceps, glutes, hind thighs, calves, lumbar and abdominals. The sixth exercise, squat. In bodybuilding, it is important to work all parts of the body so as not to create an imbalance, which is dangerous for health. The squat is therefore not far from being the king exercise because it allows work of the whole body in one go even if it focuses primarily on the thighs and glutes. The movement consists of bending the legs, with the feet flat on the ground, while carrying a pull bar, loaded or not, on the back. The squat is an exercise that is both simple but also technical. Improper exercise can be very dangerous. But once mastered, the squat will give you satisfactory results. The seventh exercise, deadlift. Like the squat, the deadlift is an exercise that allows you to work several parts of the body, the glutes, the quadriceps, the back thighs, the back, the abdominals and the forearms, in a single movement. As its name suggests, the movement consists in grasping a pull-up bar, with the shoulder width apart hand, at ground level, then lifting it to the knees using the quadriceps and then straightening the bust. This exercise requires perfect technique because it can be dangerous when done improperly. It is for this reason that beginners will need to use state-certified coaches to learn how to perform the movement perfectly. The 80th exercise, bench press. When we talk about bodybuilding, it is almost impossible to miss the bench press. This very popular exercise is also very effective because it allows you to gain weight as well as power. Lying on a bench, the movement consists in lifting a loaded pull-up bar, then holding it in the high position before lowering it to chest level and then raising the bar. The bench press involves the muscles of the trunk, small and large pectoral, but also the shoulders and triceps. It is advisable to practice the bench press with the assistance of a partner to avoid accidents, especially if the loads are heavy. The 90th exercise, curl. Like the bench press, curl is one of the classic bodybuilding exercises. Ideal for developing the biceps, the execution of the curl is simple and consists of bringing the dumbbell to shoulder level, to the strength of the biceps, while performing a wrist rotation. During the exercise, only the forearms should move and the momentum should not be used to lift the dumbbell. The exercise can also be done with the pull-up bar. The last exercise, dips. Are you looking for a way to develop your triceps, pectorals and shoulder muscles? Try the dips. For this, the ideal is to have a dips machine. But if you train at home, you just need to have a place where it is possible to carry out this exercise, which consists, placed on 2 parallel bars, to descend and then to rise by force of arms. Chairs or trestles can do the trick. Thanks for watching and don't forget to subscribe and activate the bell.
Hello everybody. Anyone who says he does not care about the shape of his butt is a liar, and you know it. We are as obsessed with our abs or our biceps as by improving the strength and definition of our glutes. Whether it's carving your body for the beach or feeling more confident in your favorite jeans, we know you'd like to get a nice gluteus. And we are here to help you achieve this goal in the easiest way possible. We never have anything without anything. Some people mistakenly believe that they cannot improve the shape of their glutes without having superior genes. Although they have an impact, most genetic disadvantages can be overcome with the help of the right tools and a consistent program. Anyone can significantly improve their body composition, as long as they are truly dedicated to the goal. Do not believe articles or fitness gurus that claim you can get a perfect ass in just a few weeks. Let's face it, if you're serious, get ready to work hard for at least a few months. On the other hand, you do not need 20 different exercises to improve your ass, and you do not have to suffer during endless treadmill sessions. The last decades of exercise science have been pretty clear on this. The best way to get a good gluteus is weight training with weights. In fact, it seems like building a gluteal muscle that turns heads, without using weight, is almost impossible. In this video, you will find 5 of the best exercises that will help you build your buttocks at the top and significantly strengthen your body. The 5 best exercises for glutes. For this routine, you will use relatively heavy weights and will maintain a range of 8 to 15 repetitions, as this allows you to produce the best and fastest results. In addition, more is not necessarily better, especially in the case of training the gluteal muscles. So, target your buttocks with these movements only 2 times a week. This pace will be enough for optimal gains. Be sure to practice with good performance and increase the load each time you feel comfortable enough to continue to progress. Let's start. Squats. Squats are the first on the menu for anyone interested in the development of glutes. This exercise uses almost all the muscles in your lower body and will help you strengthen your legs, your entire posterior chain, trunk muscles and hips. That being said, deep squats will cause greater activation of the glutes. So, if you want to make the most of the movement, you have to learn how to squat as deeply as possible. Just be sure to maintain proper performance, which includes maintaining a neutral back position, feet spread to the width of the shoulders and toes slightly pointed outward. Number 2, Dumbbell Lunge. There is no better way to stimulate your glutes than to make dumbbell lunge. This exercise is simple but quite intense. Take a barbell or a pair of heavy dumbbells and take a step forward, then go down as low as possible without your front knee protruding above your toes. Alternate your feet at every step. Number 3, Hip Thrust. Unfortunately, hip thrust is a poorly understood exercise that offers powerful benefits, especially when it comes to training weak upper glutes and decompressing the hip flexors. Some studies even suggest that they are superior to squats. If you have never done hip thrust, here's how to master them. Start sitting on the floor with your back against a bench and your feet planted firmly in front of you, and have a loaded and padded bar on your legs. Roll the bar so that it is directly above your hips. Keep your knees steady, lift the bar by extending your hips vertically. The rest of your body must remain motionless. If possible, lift until your body forms a straight line from your shoulders to your knees. Tighten your glutes in the upper position. Slowly lower your body and repeat it. Number 4, Deadlift with tight hamstrings. This powerful movement is perfect for building great strength and muscle mass in the lower body and can help improve the health of your back and accelerate overall muscle development. Since it seriously engages the glutes, hamstrings, spine erectors, and deep muscles of the spine, it is practically an essential exercise to sculpt a powerful butt. To raise the deadlift with tight hamstrings, grab a barbell on the ground, hands shoulder width apart, and straighten it by keeping it straight. Keep your knees slightly bent and still, lower the bar as low as you can by bending at the waist while keeping your back straight. Do not let your lower back bend. Take a break down and then return to the starting position. Number 5, Bulgarian Squat. The Bulgarian squat is one of those classic and multifunctional exercises that should be part of any lower body workout because its benefits are virtually limitless. This variation of the lunges effectively targets all areas of the glutes while engaging the thighs, calves and adductors. Practice in a wider position to put maximum emphasis on the glutes. And, go as low as possible, or until your back knee touches the ground and your front thigh is parallel to it. Now, we will see the ultimate training program for glutes. In the first, we do 4 sessions of squat with barbell with 15 repetitions. Secondly, we do 3 sessions of dumbbell lunge or Bulgarian squat with 12 repetitions. Thirdly, we do 3 sessions of hip thrust with 12 repetitions. Finally, we do 3 sessions of deadlift with tight hamstrings with 15 repetitions. Explode your glutes, thighs with this workout, 2 times a week, and you will get the buttocks of your dreams. Thanks for watching and don't forget to subscribe and activate the bell.
Hello guys. If what you eat after the session is crucial for good recovery, you should not forget that what you ingest before your exertion is also crucial to be able to perform an intense workout. However, stimulating your muscles sufficiently is a sine qua non condition for your organism to trigger their growth, so that they adapt to the efforts to which you submit them. To understand what you need to eat before your effort, you must first understand what is going on in your body at that time. When you train, your body is forced to tap into its fuel reserves so that your muscles can function. He will therefore use the sugars that circulate in your blood as well as those stored in your muscles and liver. Besides, if he does not find enough in your blood, he will use all the more of his muscular and liver reserves. And, when it has overtaken these stocks, the intensity of your effort is likely to fall. During your training, your body finds itself in a state of catabolism. It tends to degrade the proteins of your muscles to extract amino acids. Obviously, the effort you make is meant to create micro-lesions in your muscles so that your body adapts and becomes stronger. However, in doing so, mechanisms are in place and your organization continues its work of destruction. This can be counterproductive. As you have seen, carbohydrates are essential to be able to provide an intense effort. But, this intensity is essential to stimulate your muscles sufficiently. Without this, the body will not need to adapt to build a stronger and voluminous muscle, since the effort required will not be really consistent. The best way to ensure a good intake of carbohydrates when you train is to eat as it should take about 1 hour to 1:30 before exercise. Why such a delay? Simply because eating something too close to your workout may make digestion difficult. However, suffering from intestinal discomfort during your exertion risks damaging the quality of this. In addition, nutrients may not be absorbed properly. During this meal, you should consume carbohydrates with low glycemic index. Indeed, if their GI is high, they will cause a sudden increase in your blood sugar, followed by a high production of insulin in your body, which will order the storage of nutrients in your blood. In other words, when you are training, the sugars in your blood will have disappeared and will have been stored, which may leave you in a state of fatigue hardly compatible with the effort. Then, just before starting your session, it is possible to consume carbohydrates, easy to digest, and whose GI is high. Indeed, these sugars will rapidly pass through your blood without disrupting your digestion and will be available when you begin your efforts. They will not be stored since your body will use them at that time. Generally, it is advisable to prepare a beverage containing between 30 and 60 grams of carbohydrates such as dextrose, maltodextrin, Vitargo or waxy maize per liter of water. You can then start drinking this drink just before the session and continue during the session. To counteract catabolism during training, your body needs amino acids and therefore proteins. The simplest is to eat the source of animal protein such as meat, eggs or fish during the meal 1 to 1:30 before your session. You will thus have enough time to digest them and the amino acids will be circulating in your bloodstream during exercise. You can also bring a source of protein quickly assimilated just before exercise. For that, a shaker containing whey or branched-chain amino acids is quite indicated. 20 to 30 grams of protein should be enough, or 5 to 10 grams of branched-chain amino acids. These are interesting because they can also serve as fuel during exercise. You can also mix them with your exercise drink where they will be very useful to keep fighting catabolism and improve your performance. In fact, if you have a good meal about 1 hour before your workout, you are not required to consume protein and carbohydrates just before exercise. Indeed, you will already have circulating blood in your blood and this should be enough. On the other hand, if your session goes on, it will surely be necessary to consume it during your session. Here are some examples of snacks to take 1 hour to 1:30 before exercise. Sandwich bread plus chicken plus some almonds. Oat flakes plus white cheese plus honey. Omelette, 2 yellows and 3 whites, plus wholemeal bread plus fruit. White cheese plus banana plus a few nuts. Pasta plus lean meat. Complete pasta plus turkey plus 1 fruit. Whey plus oatmeal plus 1 fruit. Thanks for watching and don't forget to subscribe and activate the bell.